So thinking on Lost Tools Level 2, can I still use the current edition? What are the
Certainly.
strengths of it, right, that would encourage me to stay with what I have?
Okay, certainly you can use it. I love it. I think a lot of people love it. The ideas are great. We're asking people to make decisions again, and it takes more judgment to make these level two decisions than in level one. We're asking what consequences should come from actions. So we're taking level one and building on it. And the current book does that. It does it really well. It's just some of the language I think has been a little bit confusing, and so it's going to be clarified. But the ideas are great to look at a past action and make a judgment call about it.
So April, what's the overarching theme of Lost Tools Level 2?
Um, well, the governing topic is justice. So we are asking students to consider an action by a particular individual and a character when we're using literature, lifting characters out of literature. Uh, and we're using special topics. So these are more specific topics to decide whether that action was just or unjust. And if it's an unjust action, then it is a punishable action. And as Camille mentioned, it takes a lot more judgment. It takes, what's the word I'm looking for? Students will be asking themselves those specific questions, the stasis questions of if the action happened, there's evidence. Did they break a law? And I love the question, who created the law? Because our authorities come from different places. So you can see that students are going to be evaluating things very differently. That's why it's so important to practice asking questions in level one. And they'll also have to consider motivation, whether that was a good motivation from the character or was it something more malicious. Whatever level I'm teaching is my favorite, but there's a soft spot in my heart for level two, because as Camille mentioned, sometimes teachers and parents may encounter a lesson and they feel like the instructions may not be as clear as they could be. So I'm glad to hear that there's something that's coming out and that's being looked at. But for me, I really dug into level two for a good couple of years, and it's outstanding. I've learned so much, and I've had parents tell me they can see that, in Bible study and conversations, they've seen their children grow because of this level.
Thank you. It's good to know that, um, right, there's a challenge to using it possibly, and it's still worth it. I know that when I taught it and when I sat under you teaching it, April, that I grew in my own thinking as well, which I think is a bonus,
Mm-hmm.
right? That our students get to actually see us engaged with them in this active learning of something challenging,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit ahead of them on the path.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks.